Well, all right, all right. And all right again. Oh, wait a minute, what is going on with all this static? All right, I guess I'm back. Lord, I got static and electricity and carried on. Hello, 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 hello out there. Woo! It's another glorious Wednesday. And you guys know what time it is, so please, I need you to get your crumpets together, babies, because it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darling, with Big Meat. Now, before I go any further, you guys hear the sound of my voice. I want you to know that this is not a show for children, and this is not a show for those who are not porn connoisseurs or do not want to know anything about pornographic material. This is completely an explicit adult show, and it's not for the squeamish. So if you want to bob out now, I humbly accept that, and I will catch you guys on the next go-round because this is not the show for you. If I have older citizens who, all of my older fans, auntie, if you out there, mama, this ain't for you, girl, and you know how I am. So I'm telling you now, this is not that show, okay? For those of you who feel you can stomach it, I welcome you, honey. Thank you for coming out and dishing your tea with me. The chat room is open, or rather the tea room. So if you want to dish tea over there, you can. Please dish tea responsibly. Just please remember this is the written word, and it's all based on your interpretation on how you read it. So don't get mad at your computers. It's okay to agree to disagree. Please don't be disagreeable, okay? So, again, I'm going to be saying that throughout the course of this interview today. This is a very explicit show. This is not for children. It is not meant for the workplace. It is not meant for those who are not fond or fans of pornographic materials. So your listening discretion is advised, okay? So, once again, I thank you all for your love and support. If you want to tune in and chime in on the conversation, please do so, 347-205-9183. 347-205-9183 is the phone number to call, and we can have all of your questions, comments, or concerns taken care of at that time. Okay? Today's show, I titled it Teasing and Pleasing Gangsta Style. Yeah, baby. My guest today, honey, is one of the premier entertainers in the world of adult entertainment. And before I get all off into him and bring forth the interview, let me say hello to all of my sponsors and thank you guys for helping me do what I do and keeping the vision together. First off, I want to say hello and thank you to Trade Day Management and PR firm. At Trade Day, enjoy a touch of Southern hospitality with a universal appeal. For all of your public relations and entertainment management needs, contact Travion Davenport at 678-523-3088. 678-523-3088, or email her at tradedaypr@gmail.com. That's tradedaypr@gmail.com, TREADAYPR @gmail.com. Thank you, Trade Day. Pharaoh's Treasure Box, fine art, unique jewelry, and sensational 3D silk floral arrangements. Creations by Taps. For all of your decorative needs, contact Pharaoh's Treasure Box at 248-688-5178 or 5179. Again, that's 248-688-5178 or 5179. Or you can email at Pharaoh's Treasure Box at Comcast.net. Again, that's Pharaoh's Treasure Box at Comcast.net. Parisian Wine Productions, music to lighten your spirits and lift your soul, specializing in gospel and inspirational house dance music. For all of your Christian sets and your gospel entertainment needs, please contact Paris Hairston. He's the CEO at 347-406-7734. Again, that's 347-406-7734. Or email him at paris42268@yahoo.com. Again, that's Paris42268@yahoo.com. Life Fellowship of Christ Ministries, Live in Freedom Everywhere, LIFE. Reverend James Coleman is the leader and founder of the Ecumenical Social Justice Ministries, brought forth to free the oppressed and introducing a fresh approach to the Christ consciousness. Contact Reverend Coleman at 313-833-9278. 313-833-9278 or mustardcole@yahoo.com. That's mustardcole@yahoo.com. Each of Vidal Couture. Enjoy high fashion with a luxurious twist. Step into the future with fresh, innovative couture. Designs by Miss Michi DeVille. For more information, contact Michi at 313-996-9807, 313-996-9807. Or you can Facebook Michi at facebook.com/Michi DeVille, MICHIEEDEVALE. Big Brothers Network, the BBN, a new online web magazine designed to show the world the class and style of the debonair man of size and his admirers. The first edition was launched Memorial Day weekend, and for more information or to go catch the premiere edition, please go to bigbrothersnetwork.com. That's www.bigbrothersnetwork.com. I have a few new sponsors coming very shortly. 513 Pictures, Mr. Keith Neal, I thank you. A special shout out to you. I have a few others that's coming on board later on, and we got some new and bigger things coming for Dishing Tea. If you'd like to find out more about sponsorship opportunities here at Dishing Tea, please send me an email at dishingteawithbigmeech@gmail.com. Dishing Tea with Big Meech, all one word. I know it's long. Dishing Tea with Big Meech at gmail.com. Okay? Now, I've been kind of anticipating today because, you know, back when I was younger and I had a better body, when I was a 34, 36, 38 waist, you know, it was always a fantasy of mine to want to be in the adult entertainment industry. Well, you know, I was highly sexually active at that time and, you know, thought that sex was everything and was going to end up being my world. However, as I quickly learned that that wasn't necessarily my story, it always fascinates me when we run into those who have turned this into a career. And not just a career, but they have gone on and not just made themselves a quote-unquote porn star, but have made it into an industry and have become entrepreneurial in it and taken it to the next level. My guest today is just one of those people, honey, Mr. Rock Rockafella, honey. Now, you guys know him. You know, he's been in several movies out there. You know, if you're familiar with the Dorm Life series, honey, he was in Dorm Life 15, Snowballers 3, which is cute, one of my cute ones. You know, Once Upon a Time in New York, Part 4, and the list goes on and on. And after he decided that this was going to be something that he wanted to do, he then took it to the next level and learned the business, and now he is the founder and CEO of his own adult entertainment company called Rockafellaz Entertainment. And now I'm going to get into his business, and we're going to unfold and uncover some of the mishaps, some of the myths, some of the legends, and just get right down into what the business of adult entertainment is all about. So without any further ado, I want you to welcome my guest. This is the one and only Rock Rockafella. What's up, gangster?
Hey, what it do, man? What it do? How you doing?
It do what I say it's going to do, baby. Now, that's in my world. What it's going to do in yours?
Hey, you know, I always what to do, and make sure, like I say, I always keep it gangster. I wanted to point out something, man. I was peeping out the music at the beginning of the show. You got to hook me up with that. That was some hot shit.
You like that? That's Dave Oliver.
Man, I was sitting up. Look, check this out, Big Meech. I was sitting up here like, walking and pacing the hallway. I was like, wait a minute, shit, I got a little groove going on here. I kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? Talk about the girl and what she wants. And I'm like, okay, I can get into this.
Oh, well, dig that. Well, Dave Tolliver will greatly appreciate that. He's the former member of Men at Large, and I'll give you all of that information. That's off of his latest CD, The Black Pavarotti. So I'll give you all that information after the show. But all right, I picked that out especially for this particular interview because of the nature of the song. Dave happens to be a new friend of mine, so that there is all gravy.
Oh, big shout out to him, man.
Okay, shout out, Dave Tolliver. Okay, the Black Pav. Now, honey, let's get into the rocker, the rock star, the rock gangster. And let's get into your world because, see, after I read your bio that you sent me, darling, honey, you got a colorful past, a very interesting colorful past.
Yes,
and so what I want to do, before we get down into the real nastiness of it, because, I'm filthy that way, and I love all that nasty shit. Okay, that's what's up, baby, because, hell, between me and some of my cohorts, honey, we keep Rockafellaz Entertainment rocking.
You are a damn fool. That is crazy. You are so silly.
So let's start off. And you and I have something in common because both of us are the oldest of 4 children.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have that in common. So now let's go beyond your upbringing because, so you're from the South, you're a Southern boy, and I should have known that because of your swagger in the movies, but that's another story. I'll get on that in a minute. But let's take it from your upbringing and where your mindset started, and then we'll get into where it is now.
Okay. Then feel free to stop me because I'm an Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk a lot.
I'm a Pisces, honey. We're both water signs, so go for it.
Okay. Well, I guess I can start when I was young because, everybody has this thing when they're a kid, like, I want to be such and such when I get older. And I have always, had this childhood dream of wanting to be a cop. Granny was talking about, oh, you want to be a doctor. I'm like, I don't want to be no damn doctor. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that shit. Oh, why don't you be a lawyer? I don't want to be a fucking lawyer either. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the motherfucking police. I want to get out there. I want to be the one motherfuckers call when shit hits the fruit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my childhood dream. So I kind of kept it at that. And coming up, and I'm going to tell it out because this is like, I guess one of the first live interviews that I did. I'm not ashamed of what I have gone through, as a kid because it's only made me stronger and made me the person I am today, is that we all go through childhood trauma and experiences and stuff like that. I didn't step in a drug like that, but I can say that there were events that had occurred, in my life when I was like around, I'd say roughly maybe 10 or 11, and I went through the whole thing of being in a foster home and stuff like that, and I did that for maybe 2 months. And now prior to that, there was a lot of sexual abuse going on, but it wasn't from my side of the family. It was from, the mom's boyfriend side of the family. Now, one thing I want to say to your listeners is that this is not me sitting up saying I'm using this as an excuse as to why I'm bisexual, because I don't think that has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? All it did was kind of open up that Pandora's box, basically. I think everybody's born with some sense of curiosity, and all that did was just enhance my curiosity and make me want to do more things. So after going through all that I had went through as a kid, going through high school, dealing with females, and a couple kids that I thought was mine that turned out wasn't mine, I just kind of had, that's not what made me stop dealing with females completely. It wasn't that, because you have bullshit with both males and females. Each gender has each gender has a bag of bullshit. So that's what I call it. So after coming up, and making it through high school or going through high school, and actually because of the simple fact that I thought that the kid was mine. You know, I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? I end up leaving school at 11th grade to take care of my son that I thought was mine, and not a shout out. Consider myself a dropout, because a dropout is someone that leaves high school and doesn't look to further their education. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't stop there. When I left school, I went and took my GED and passed it on the first time. After that, you know, I still had a plan on what I wanted to do. And then I kept, you know, I tried over and over for the police department and finally got on with St. Louis Police Department, you know, and I was a top-notch cop. You know, I graduated with an award of the best in defensive tactics, so let everybody else know I ain't no punk bitch, you know. Don't take us, you know, guys for granted. You know, they get in the cop, they think that, oh, you're the police because, you know, you're a wimp or you got punked around, you was a kid. Nothing like that. Did the police for about 4 years in St. Louis. Then I decided I wanted to move to Atlanta and kind of change the lifestyle, you know, because I saw myself kind of getting into more of the homosexual world, and I said, okay, I need to kind of be somewhere that I can be comfortable. Not to say that St. Louis is not gay friendly, but I wanted to be somewhere I was more comfortable. So after getting to Atlanta, I got on Atlanta's police force, and I did my thing there. This is where it kind of started.
Okay.
This is where we get into the realm of how I went from police to porn. One of my former roommates, which actually was an adult model for, I think he started off at Flavorworks and he worked for another company, had told me he was going to go talk to this guy about doing some modeling work. And I was like, oh, okay, well, can I go? You know, I never thought about it. You know what I'm saying? It was never something that I set up and said, oh, I want to do porn. It wasn't like that. I didn't. I just wanted to just model the underwear. So I went. The guy saw my pictures. He was like, oh, you're quite the exhibitionist. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I like taking pictures. And I modeled the underwear for NubianWear.com. I don't know if the site is still up, but it was with a company in Atlanta. So after, you know, doing the underwear, there were some people that he was working with on the porn side that saw me and was like, does he do porn? And he's like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, because he's modeling underwear. I don't know if he's going to be down for doing that. So he brought me in, introduced me to the guys. I ain't going to lie, man. I was nervous as hell, you know, because after seeing how they did it, it's different from watching it on TV and then seeing it filmed live and then turn around and have to do it yourself, you know, with the lights and the heat. You know, it's like, oh, God, I don't know if anything's going to work right, you know, like it's supposed to. But, yeah, it turned out okay. I ain't going to say it was the best thing, but when people first saw me, they was like, who is this short, cock-ass dude, this little short dude with this big-ass dick? Who is this dude? Who is he? You know, and then it kind of brought me out. And I started to become more interested in find out more about the industry. And then that's when I got introduced to Marvin Jones with BC Productions. And he kind of brought me out, and that was the first movie that I was in, which was Once Upon a Time in New York 3. And basically that was the DVD that put me out there, that put my name out there, that kind of put me on the map. You know how the artists, the rap artists, it's just that one song that they may do that just sets it off. It was that one DVD that just set it off for me. You know, and that's kind of how I
baby. Yes, it was.
Look at you. You are silly. Oh, man.
I'm a porn connoisseur, honey, so, you know, this here becomes a little bit more personal for me because, you know, I make it no secret, honey. Everybody knows, honey, I am one who enjoys a lot of adult film and carrying on, and fuck it, I don't make it no damn secret, honey. Shit, it's me, it's my house, it's my TV, my DVD, my VHS, my whatever. It's just me, so...
You said you do.
And those who I choose to share it with. Right. Exactly.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it at all. You know, I just Well, I'm going to get into that in a few, as far as the connotation behind it and this, that, and the other and all of that. But now that you're here and you are learning all of these things, learning how to perform in front of the camera, and then from what I'm understanding, you became a natural in front of the camera.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
You know, which was surprising to a lot of the directors. You know, they were like, okay, wow, for a first time out, damn, you're comfortable, and, you know, easy to work with, you know, and this, that, and the other. So now let's get into the whole mental makeup of all of that, because what a lot of us as watchers and those who have a problem with porn, what they see is, you know, they thinking that you, number one, you're some kind of either sex addict or nymphomaniac who is drug induced. They don't understand that a lot of these clips and stuff, you know, that are for a half-hour scene can take up to 4 hours to shoot because this is actually work. How did you move from it just being a sexual entity to where, damn, this is work, and what the fuck you mean? I got to stop. I'm not ready to shoot this nut. You talking about cut the camera? You know, you know, how did all that mentally play with you?
Well, honestly, Meech, it was always a thing with me, and in doing porn, is once I saw that people liked it, that it was a thing, okay, I just want to entertain people. I just want people to look at porn, specifically black porn, differently than what it was, and differently than how it was looked at before. Because I know when I watched it and may have talked to other people that watched it, they may not have gotten into it because they felt like, oh, well, they're not really doing much, or they just hoes, or, you know, and that's how we're looked down upon, you know, instead of, and say all those things about us. But it's really not that. It's a thing about coming onto the set, you know, being paired up with the person you're being paired up with, and then making the scene happen. And sometimes you may not even be have any type of chemistry with the person that you're paired with. And I'll say something like, this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing against the person. It's just there's just no chemistry. Or you don't like me. I'm not supposed to like you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing about me liking you because I'm not trying to build a relationship with you like that. We're here to work. We're here to do business. And then when it's done, holla. You know, nice working with you. And then leave it at that. It's when we get into the scenes, you know, it's a constant thing of stopping. Okay, we got to do this position. We're going to do this position for this long, and then you're going to move into this position, or then move on to this side of the room and do it from here. Okay, and then when you're ready for the money shot, you're going to have to hold out because you may be ready to just bust, but you got to hold it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get at least, the way I do it is at least maybe anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes of footage. And it may be all good footage, but, you know, it's always edited down to like 15 or 20 minutes, you know, depending upon how it's done. But as far as, you know, saying anything of being prepared, you just have to be focused on what you're supposed to do and sticking to the fact that it's a job, not that you're trying to find a date or that, oh, I'm finna fulfill my little sexual need for the week or for the day, you know. But there, I will say, I'm not saying everybody's like me. There are some people out there that they just do it just to have sex, you know, or they do it just for the money. You know, it depends on the individual's interest and why they are and why they're doing it.
Right, dig that. Now let me jump a little bit because I have someone waiting in the wings, and I realized that they're at work. So yeah, they're at work, and I wanted to bring this in a little bit later. However, this is getting into your business questions. Okay, and London is on standby. I'm gonna bring you in just a few minutes, baby. Let me ask the question first. Understanding that London and you are in a relationship, congrats, darling, congrats.
Thank you.
Okay. Because I understand, you know, in this particular business, you know, being in a real relationship and not something that's just for the cameras and pictures and stuff. Being in a relationship, you know, it's very difficult. Folks don't understand you, don't understand the business, don't understand how you dating somebody who fucking all day and this, that, and the other. So, but it's a legitimate question, because how is it that you maintain personal intimacy when this is your business of being that intimate with someone else? And in London, I'm going to pull your mic up, and honey, you can come on in at this particular time. Wait a minute, do I got you? Come on.
Yeah.
There we go. You right there, baby? Okay. So you heard the question. I'm going to let y'all go ahead on and, you know, give it to us real. You know, I understand, you know, hey, we made a commitment to say this is going to happen, but now, you know, I'm here. London, you're also in the business, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so now as two people who are in the business, I'm an actor, you know, and so we always say that we're looking for somebody who's in the business because they understand rehearsal, they understand, the rehearsal schedule, they understand being out of town, they understand what it takes to be in this particular business. So now that you two have found each other and making it happen, what is it that keeps the glue there, and how do you separate your personal intimacy from that that's on the camera?
Well, I want to say, what's up, baby?
What's up?
Oh, you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
You have to look at it as though, you know, it's just business. Intimacy with your actual significant other is totally different from on camera. When you're on camera, it's just like, okay, this is business. We're going to get this done, and that's what it's going to be at the end of the day. But I feel as though you can't catch feelings, or you can't catch too much off of being on camera and under the spotlight and, you know, just being thrown in there. There's more intimacy behind closed doors. For the simple fact is, though, it's just like, you know, you two, the people who's in a relationship have, you know, things for each other, like feelings for one, and they share so much, whether it's, you know, whether it's outside, like it's behind or in front of closed doors. And most people don't see that. Most people just go off of, you know, we're just going to fuck on scene, and maybe I can catch feelings, and maybe he'll catch feelings for me. And I still hope that, but that's where most people also have their minds screwed up also, because you really can't. Like, you can't just think, oh, we're going to do this scene, and then we're going to be together, or we're just going to have some type of feeling for somebody just because we did this. There's actually more to, you know, closed doors and intimacy with the significant other than just like on a scene. And that's where, like, that's where we know how to draw the line at.
Okay, now you know what? Okay, here we go. Because remember, we were just talking about the chemistry between the persons that you're working with and all of that. Being that we know LGBT culture is very superficial, and many folks base a relationship on sexual performance. Rock, you fuck like a beast. Okay? You fuck like a beast. Okay? How is it that folks do not want to take that out of the realm of the studio? You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, bitch, if you don't just dick me down, honey, there's no way I'm saying, oh, I'm not going to do this again. I mean, I'm just being real.
But it's the truth. You know what? Okay, you know what? It's funny, but and I laugh because it's the truth. It is, it's the truth, and in that aspect, you have to be able to be a professional, no matter how good it is. You know, in London's case, no matter how good they may have enjoyed the ass. In my case, no matter how good they may have enjoyed the dick.
Yeah, because you're the power bottom, London. You're the power bottom. Okay, y'all gonna make me lose my scruples. Go ahead and finish your damn story. Shit.
It's okay. It's all right. You have, and when it's over, basically, you have to be able to because you know that you're making a connection. Anytime that you're having sex with somebody, you're always making some type of connection with them. So it's almost like, you know, doing a surgery. As soon as you're done and you make that money shot, like, okay, we're done. Nice working with you. Hey, take care of yourself. you almost may have to be a little cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? Even when it's not your
I
character.
was just about to ask that because,
you have to.
That just sounds like you tricking. You know, I mean, listen, I know how I am when I'm not in a relationship at all, so I know when I'm out scallying and I brought a piece of trade home or whatever, when I've done my business and we done both shot off and carried on, I'm one who like to cuddle and carry on, but there are those moments, honey, okay, get the hell up.
Right.
Goodbye. The door is that way. And it sounds cold and callous, but a lot of that is to keep me from going into a region, honey, that I need not go. You know what I'm saying? And is that the same principle on the set?
It has to be. But the thing is like London mentioned, a lot of people get it twisted, and they get on that set. First, they look at him, oh, he's hot, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, yeah, he dicked me down, or I dicked him down. This shit felt good, and I'm going to get his number. No, you're not. You know, I even teach that shit to my models. I'm like, they sit up there, beach, and they be looking at each other, and I'm like, oh, shit, hold on, wait a minute, stop. I'm not trying to control your lives, you know what I'm saying, but if you're going to be working with me, I cannot have animosity, which means when you all do your thing and you're done, you know.
That's it.
Because you live in the same city don't mean, oh, I'm going to hook up with you. You can do it again, but what happens if I want you all to be together in another scene with another person? Oh, well, I can't do that because you motherfuckers done fell out, and so y'all not cool no more, so y'all won't even work together. So where does that leave me? Now I got to find two other motherfuckers that get along and that haven't fucked around. That's why a lot of models wonder sometimes why they don't get as much work as they do. You know what I'm saying? The situation is like with me in London when we met, we had not had sex. You know what I'm saying? When I saw him, it was basically like love first sight. I had not kissed him. I had not touched him. I had not seen him naked or anything. You know, it was more like, okay, I like him. He's hot. I like the swag that he's given. I like his style. I like his personality. And we had just like met each other. You know what I'm saying? And this was in Florida. So our relationship was built on other things, and it had nothing to do with doing a porn scene together. And even when we finally did our first scene together, you know what I'm saying, it was just like, okay, we were having sex together. We had no problems. You know, when people see it, they see us, and they say, oh, okay, that's hot. But the times that we have off camera, it's totally different because it's not being filmed. You know, it's more about personal lives. You know what I'm saying? You can't give.
And it's more spontaneous, right?
It's more spontaneous. I was going to say this, we love the fans and we love everybody to support us, but that in anything that you do, you always have to have that personal life, the personal side of your life that not everybody has access to. And so with us being adult entertainers, we'll give it to you on camera and make it hot. But when we get off camera, you know, whether it's doing a scene with each other or other people, we get home, then what we do is what we do.
Exactly. Okay. And let me ask this. And London, feel free to jump in here, baby, because the only major couple that we knew in porn when they were together were Bobby and Flex Dion. Okay. And there's others. There's a few others. But Bobby and Flex Dion, when they were together, you know, that there became this whole big thing. They're both muscle bound and this, that, and the other. They, you know, what made their scenes hot and pop was the fact that they always look for power bottoms and they top beautifully with the bottom and carrying on. Now, what they did with their own personal relationship, you know, everybody was wondering who topped or who bottomed for the two, you know, when they were at home, and everybody put that out there in the atmosphere. Well, if y'all just did that and this, that, and the other, honey, the tape was sale because everybody want to know who doing who. But at the same time, now you know how we get. You know how we get. Yeah. Okay, but at the same time, they said, well, no, you know, that part is what we need to keep between ourselves. You know, you get enough as it damn is. Now, how much? Okay, you see my dick, you got my ass, you got me doing this and that. Can I have just a little bit of something for at home? So we know them. So with you two being a couple in this particular business, do you find it difficult to keep the relationship going? Do you find it that because folks know that you guys are adult entertainers, that they feel they could come in at any given point because they're figuring it's just sex and they could just have the two of you? How do you guys deal with that aspect?
Go ahead first, baby. You can go first.
Okay, we deal with the fact as though, and maybe you can go ahead and correct me, but I deal with the fact as though, people are going to try to, most people are going to try to do their damnedest if they see something they're like, or if they see something they like, they're going to try to get it, And with us being in a relationship, you have to know a yes and a no. And basically, you have to just, it's basically the fact as though what we have built together is so strong is that the next person the outsider is not going to, whoever tries to come in is not basically going to get exactly what he or she wants. And, I'm cool with the whole fact as though, him doing scenes and stuff because I know at the end of the day, I'm still going to be there, And it doesn't bother me, not at all. It used to, I'm not even going to lie, it used to. But, it's just something that you have to overcome and get over, And once you see that we've been together this long and nothing can come in the middle of us, it's just like, okay, well, the outsider might as well stop trying. But it still continues to this day. Like, you'll still have to hitting you up on something or calling you or texting you like, okay, so when can I get you? Or maybe, like, when can I jump in the scene with you? And those are also a way of letting that person know, like, okay, well, I just want to fuck you, basically.
Right. Do y'all get offended by that?
Well, I don't. I can say that I do sometimes because when I respond to people when they say that, because I know the only reason why they're saying that because first, like they'll go to my Facebook page, they'll see that I'm in a relationship. They already know that I do porn, so they automatically think, well, I can get the dick from Rock because I know I'm hot, or they think that I'm going to choose them on my boyfriend, which will never happen. It's like, well, I know what I can do. I'll sign up to be a model. Well, newsflash, okay? Not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because your intentions are already being laid out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, I know how to get to this. I say, well, how about this? Yes, it's Rockafellaz Entertainment, and I'm the CEO, but you think that I'm in a relationship and my baby is not going to have any say-so in this? So I let them know. This dude right here, somebody want to do a scene. I say, if my boyfriend is okay with you doing a scene with me, then fine. But if not, then it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So there goes that little thought of getting fucked by Rock going in the wind. They can go ahead and kiss that goodbye.
Well, interesting.
It wouldn't happen like that. So, and one thing that you did touch on, you mentioned about the what's done on camera, off camera. It doesn't change. I'm a top off camera. I'm a top on camera. I mean, stuff that. I may do a lot more stuff, a lot more freakier shit with my baby than I would do on camera. I will let my baby eat my ass. Let him eat my ass. I mean, we do a lot of stuff. Sucking dick, eat each other's ass.
Wait a minute. The press pause. Because that ain't nothing but you being a damn man, honey. Just had to make it be known. Oh, well, you just got to know that I'm
But hey, it wouldn't be a thing if I didn't throw it in there.
I know, and it just tickles me. Oh, Lord, that just tickles me, honey. That just tickles me.
You like that, don't you?
Oh, have mercy. That just tickled me, baby. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Let me go here because I am a man of size. Now, I'm 6'4". I'm over 300 pounds, and I know I'm going to throw this out here because I know Castro was looking for models and carrying on Facebook because he's not going into the producing side of it because he's retiring from being in front of the camera and things. And he put something on this Facebook ad that I know it rings throughout the porn industry, and that was he was looking for those who are fit and in shape because who wants to see 200-300-pound guys have sex? Come on, let's be real. And I'm kind of paraphrasing the quote, But I know that last part is the part that got in my crawl because I'm over 300. So I was like, in this industry, when you're choosing your models and looking to build your brand, what is your demographic that you're targeting, and what is the brand of Rockafella Gangsta to say, okay, these, when you come to us, this is what we seek, this is who, this is what's going on film, blah, 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 blah. Give me that.
Okay. Well, I look toward, of course, the age bracket from 18 and up to anywhere from 35, 36, maybe even 40. I'm going to touch a little bit on that, okay? We're going to put a little A underneath that section because you could have a person that's 36, 37, 38 years old and be hot as hell. Nice body, in shape, nice skin, take care of themselves, and got a high sex drive, so they're not going to have any problems getting hard or not have any problems taking dick. So it's kind of iffy on when you get past like the 35 age bracket. I'm not too picky. I look for how they come off. I mean, if they're sexy and attractive, that's one of my main things: sexy, attractive, and being, in shape. Let me try to think. That's the other thing. I don't go to. I'm sorry. Someone to check and say, "Babe, you cool? You got to get back to work, or you all right?"
Yeah, I actually have to get back to work. But it was nice talking to you, Meek.
Oh, baby, it was lovely talking to you. I will see you on Facebook, and we will chat, baby, because, I got to get into your world, sugar.
All right, and you guys have a lovely evening. I'll see you when I get home, babe, and enjoy the rest of this interview.
All right, thanks,
all
babe.
right.
Love you.
All right, love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies, that was London D. Thanks for showing up, sugar.
You're welcome, bro.
Okay.
All right, let him go ahead on and get back.
I'm sorry, but one thing I won't do, I've had, and if there's a way that I can show you the applications, I would show you. And some of them you would probably crack up at and be like, okay, I love, I like to watch porn, but, seriously, I look at it from a point of view of would the members of my sites and the supporters of my DVDs watch something or this individual on camera? What would they think of the product that I bring out? Because once you set something, they're going to be used to seeing that same type or that same, demographic.
Exactly, that's branding, exactly.
So you have to, you set the tone and the mood. So when they send the application, it's like, oh, my God, how do I respond? Because I'm not good with rejecting people, Meech. I'm not good at being mean to people unless I have to respond in a certain way. If it's like I'm talking to you, but if I'm doing like email, and then they'll have on there they're like 5'7" or 5'8". Then I get down to the body type and it says thick, and I already know what the weight's going to be. So it's like, okay. It gets interesting because you get down to the pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, I don't know how to respond to this. I'm like, okay, I click on, the response that I want to respond to the email. And some people just leave it alone. They let it go, right? But when you get the ones that be like, well, why? What is it about me? I'm like, oh, my God, don't do this to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't put me in this situation. I don't like it. I'm going to tell you, I have no problem with big people, Meech. I love big people. I got big people in my family. I got a lot of fans, that are thick and built, different ways. And when I see them in a club and I'm promoting or they see me, I give them a hug. I don't push them away, oh, that motherfucker there, he's not, skinny or he's not muscular, I'm buying him. No, I'm going to still show them the same respect that I would show anybody else, because they watch my shit too. And not only that, because they're a fan or a supporter or a friend. So I'm going to treat them the same. But I just don't get into filming of the bigger guys because that would be almost like a fetish thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing because it's actually it's a genre. It's a fetish that people like to see big guys sit up and have sex. So you would never see me post anything negative on my Facebook, on my Twitter about saying, well, you fat motherfuckers don't put in no apps on my site, because you know damn well.
Okay.
I don't say no shit like that because that's degrading to somebody. I wouldn't want nobody saying, well, you a short motherfucker and we don't want nobody under 5'7" coming to apply for our site. Then I would feel some type of way, So I don't. All I do is put and say, I just say, just be sexy, attractive, masculine, height, weight, proportionate. Okay, we all kind of know what that means, But some people are persistent. They like to try.
That's so delicious, child. That's just too cute. Height and weight proportionate. Yeah, but business-wise, because, see, again, I'm talking about branding and making sure that you have a quality product because just as you said, you're talking about the entire scope of what the world has to offer versus just a handful who may be into this kind of scene or this kind of fetish or whatever. In branding, yes, you're looking at, okay, the masses, who's going to actually buy the product and this, that, and the other. And the majority speaks. So, in understanding that, when you are choosing your models, now here's another getting in your business questions. What is the audition process after the application? Because here, a lot of folks think that the audition comes into them having to actually perform with either the director, one of the people, kind of. With mainstream acting, we call it a screen test, and you got to do an audition in front of the camera and do a screen test. Is there a screen test, a casting couch, if you will, in this particular area?
Well, there is and there isn't, because I used to do both. I kind of, after the initial application process and whatever city I'm in, I meet with the model, and they may actually end up doing a shoot that day. I may have them come in, and I'll sit and talk with them, find out where their head is first. I want to find out if you're a dummy and you're just here because you want to fuck, or you actually have a purpose. Because they put dicks on dummies just like, hey, I got a dick. Can I be in porn? I want to be a porn star, first of all. You're not going to be a fucking porn star from doing one shoot. That's not going to work. I'm sorry. And I want to touch on that after I talk about the whole branding and business.
Go ahead, because I was going there, so go ahead.
That's what's up. But I have them take off their clothes, right? Get a good look at their body, see what's going on with it, have them turn around. Mind you, I used to be a police officer, so I'm like, all right, let's spread the cheeks apart. Let's make sure there's no surprises going on in there. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Because, some people think that shit is cute, and they don't get, they don't, okay. They don't pay attention to detail. They think that shit back there.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with a wet noodle, damn it. Okay.
Man, come on. Like, really? Do you care about yourself? Come on.
Oh, okay, finish it. Okay, go ahead. Wow. Okay.
We'll get back on that, too. Okay. So
yeah, because I'm coming in. Go ahead.
After that, now, I've had people, and I'm a businessman now, when I'm sitting and talking with the models, even though I do porn as well, I sit with them, and they're sitting there talking to me, and their clothes are off, and I'm like, okay, well, you can put your clothes back on. They're like, is that it? I'm like, yeah, that's all you need to do. And it's like, well, I said, no. I'm a married spud. I'm good. I have a boyfriend. You don't need to be doing nothing on me. If it ain't on film, it ain't happening. Because they will try me.
Right.
They will try me, and I'm like, no. And I'll say it again so the listeners understand, they do try. They do try that. So you just got to maintain the professionalism, because that way they don't think that, oh, well, I can just throw rocks some ass, or if my dick get hard, I know he's going to be feeling. If I'm filming and the scene is hot, yeah, of course you're going to get fucking, your dick's going to get hard, or if you're bottom and you're filming, your ass going to get wet because you like what you see. But that doesn't mean that you have to get involved in it. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's my initial screening, process. Mind you, when it comes down to the actual shoot and we're actually filming, there are times that I wish I had done an audition, because I'll be filming for 3 and 4 hours instead of 1 or 2, because it's like either can't get the dick hard or they can't take the dick. And I'm like, what the fuck's the problem? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? And I'm sitting here. I think I do more than most producers or film directors may do in trying to make the model come. I sit there. I coach them. I talk to them. I let them know, hey, it's okay to be nervous. You know what I'm saying? I was nervous my first time. It wasn't like I just jumped into it. My dick was brick, and it was like, go for it. You know, I was nervous as hell. All these lights and shit, I'm hot. So I try to coach them through it. But some of them, they just come in with the head of, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know what the fuck is just sex. It's not sex. It's art. It's actually like a form of art. You have to be. That's why you have to be directed in what to do, because I want you to do it how I want you to do it. So being that said, I may end up having to switch to doing, you know what I'm saying, auditions to making sure that the people know what they're doing. But that is the initial process. And once they get past the showing their body and that they do have what it takes to be part of Rockafellaz and to be part of the Gangsters of Porn, they go into the whole question, which I explain to them, what is the difference between being a Rockefeller model or the Gangsters of Porn versus the average, typical, I quote, thug-type porn, you know what I'm saying, is that I don't allow my models to degrade each other on film, okay? If you think back in the days of, like, the mafia days of dealing with the gangsters, the real gangsters back then, There was not a lot of degrading. They got respect just from letting the.
There was an honor amongst thieves. That's right.
Exactly. This is what it is. This is how it's going down. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck on. Period.
Right.
There was no, hey, come here, bitch. You know, blah blah this and blah blah that. I'm not big on that. I'm not going to sit up here and have another man fuck another man. I'm gonna make it hot to where you're gonna like it, or I'm like how you dominating him, but it's not gonna be, oh well, damn, he just call him a bitch-ass nigga. I mean, now when you see that model out who just got fucked and call a bitch on camera and a pussy and all these other names, they going to look at you like, boy, you was a bitch in that movie. He oh, my God.
He bitched you out cutely.
He bitched you out.
Right.
I can't have that. Can I have that? Can I have that? And I tell them, I said, well, we're not going to cuss each other out. Now, you can say, yeah, nigga, fuck that. Take that dick, nigga. Yeah, take this ass. You can say shit like that. You know, we're like, yeah, you know, but we not getting to the thing, bitch, get over here and suck my, fuck that, I'm a dude, man, you better get the fuck on somewhere, I'm just like you, the fuck you talking to, you know. Right. I don't do that, so that, it's actually it's like that one word, or I would say the degrading part, in my opinion, it's my opinion, so people don't start trying to bash me because I say something. I watch thug porn too. It's just my way of running my business and filming that I don't like the whole, you know, degrading thing. So I'm like, we can still have fun, make some hot-ass porn, you know, and have a good time without degrading each other. So they know as being gangsters of porn, we have and demand respect versus, you know what I'm saying, the typical thug porn is more of a, I guess, a different type of hardcore where you are bitching people out and slapping around and other extra shit, you know.
Okay, you know what? Let's explain that a little further as far as, you know, exactly what is gangster porn. Because when we say the word gangster, now let's put the visual together. You know, I'm 40 years old, so see, I go back to, you know, Nitty and Carrying On and Al Capone and all that. You know those things. Carrying On. Okay. It was all about the image. It was all about their presence said everything. You know these were bad motherfuckers, honey. You didn't fuck with them. Exactly. And they wouldn't fuck with you. But if you crossed them, then, you know, you had to deal with me, plus my boys, and all of my henchmen, plus my allies, because I'd have made, you know, I got connections. You know what I'm saying? And that was it was a whole conglomerate. Now, how is, let me take that image, and you break that down for me in porn language and what Rockafellaz Entertainment is doing.
Okay. When I first started, and I don't know if you've ever seen one of my first pictures. If not, I'm going to have to email it to you. My signature image was me wearing one of the fedoras. I had one on. I actually still have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to let that hat go.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, that was my first image in what signified Rockafellaz Entertainment, because when I came up with the name, it wasn't biting off Jay-Z. I was thinking of back in the days of Al Capone and all them. I'm like, I want to be different. I don't want to be considered a thug because I'm not. I mean, fuck, I was a cop for like 7 7 years, you know what I'm saying? So I'm nowhere near a thug. I have swagger. I was born and raised in St. Louis in the hood, but I'm not a thug, you know what I'm saying? I had my time of selling drugs, but I wasn't a thug then, you know what I'm saying? I was classy about how I did my shit. You know, never got caught, never went to jail, none of that shit, okay? So when I have people look at the Gangsters of Porn with Rockafellaz, it's a name that we demand and look to obtain and gain respect from people that watch what we do. We look for people to get into the style and the way that we do porn. Like when we're sitting up there and we're filming or we're fucking, or even if we're in a club doing promos, we don't do everything that everybody else does. Like you see us in a club, you may not see us get all out of our pants and in our underwear to get on stage. I'm sorry, you see us naked on video. I'm not a stripper. The most that you're going to get when you see us in public at a promo is our shirts off, because we don't want to give the public too much because they already get enough on film. If you get them too much, then you become tiresome, or as they would say, you become late, or it's like, okay, I done seen that motherfucker before. No big whoop, no big deal. Because if you ever come to one of the promos that we do, they'll come up to the stage and they'll be pulling on your pants because they want you to take them off. Why would I take them off and give it to you?
Right.
It's the class and the respect. I did it maybe a couple times. But
wait a minute. Right. But I'm tickled because, see, you are just reading, folks. You are so reading these children. And I'm not going to call them by name, child. No, because it's fabulous. Because
it's the truth, though, man. I mean.
But it's the truth. Because, damn it, I done seen you here. I done seen you in 15,000 different movies. You know, now you want me to come to the club and see you shake your ass for what? You done shook it in the video.
Exactly.
You know, so there's nothing new there. The nuance for me would be to see you close so I can see how well your ass fit in them jeans. Or if I could catch your dick print in the pants. You know what I'm saying? If I could catch the print in the pants, you know, I'd be like, damn. And then I could sit there and take myself on a good Lord have mercy.
Because the whole thing is you will sit there and be like, oh my God. Now I've seen the movie, and now I see it through his pants. It's like, oh my God, I wish that he could take them off, but you know that he's not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? You'll come up and grab on the pants, or you may fill on the model's ass, but you have to create or show people that you're more than just a object of sex. You know what I'm saying? That's what we create is that respect that those gangsters and Al Capone back in their days that they got. Yeah, we do porn. We do it good. When we do it on film, we have our scenarios. Sometimes it's like a typical everyday scenario, pizza boy delivery, or sometimes we may have something dealing with Rockafellaz, handling Rockafellaz business. Yo, this homeboy tripped out. I need you to go find him, take care of him, come back and let me know what happened. You know, we do some stuff like that.
Right.
But in the end, when people see you in public, it's about the respect that they give you. They come up to you and they shake your hand or they hug you and they're like, oh, my God, you're such and such, you're Rock or you're London D. And you don't have to be naked for them to recognize who the fuck you are. Now, if I got to get on stage and take off my clothes just for you to see who I am, then either I'm not a good performer or I wasn't worth watching. I'm only good
okay.
You know, so that was
and I know a couple of those.
No, man, my thing.
I know a couple of those, honey, that I only know them for how big that ass is, honey.
I was like, but you got to keep it separate though, because each branch of the adult entertainment industry, and I include strippers in this because it is taking off your clothes. You're an adult entertainer. You know, that's what they do. Their job is to get on stage and take off their clothes and, you know, shake their ass and put some of their ass cheeks out all the time. We may do it here and there, but it's not going to be a thing where it's like every time you see the Rockafellaz out, they stripping down the clothes, the underwear, and dance all over the stage. No, I'm going to come up, take off my shirt, pass out a couple of DVDs, sign some, shake hands, give hugs, say appreciation, give shout-outs, and keep it moving. Because the strippers, that's their job. It's like we stepping into their territory. When truth be told, there are a lot of strippers starting to do porn now. Leave it at that.
Exactly.
But a lot of them are starting to do porn now. But as adult entertainers and porn stars, we have to make sure that we hold on to what we have and keep that image together. Don't get on stage and be getting almost butt naked. Let the people continue wondering what it's like, what you're like in person. If they see you naked on film and in the movies, keep it that way. That's the only time they should see you down to your birthday suit. That's the only time. If you want to sit up and do all this extra stuff, then, hey, I don't knock people that do it. I'm going to say I don't knock those that get on stage and get in their underwear. That's you, or either that's what you're required to do. But we don't do it. We have to keep I want people to stay hungry. You know what I'm saying? I want them to continue to be hungry. And if they stay hungry, then I know that they're going to continue buying the product and they're going to continue to come out and support me.
Dig it. Okay, then you know what? Let me go here because, see, now that we're into a lot of the business side of these questions, I have to go here because one of the things that your brand specializes in, and that is barebacking sex.
Yes, we do.
And with that, business-wise, and I know you've taken a lot of hits because of it, and especially now that barebacking porn has become a new explosion again. At one point it became a fetish style, but now it has just taken it into an explosion. And with, every kind of STI that's out there now, not just HIV and AIDS, but everything is new and improved these days. What is it that Rockafella Entertainment do to make sure that the models understand what's going on, and folks know that this is all consensual? You're not twisting nobody's back or putting a gun to their head, to do all this. Business-wise, what is it that you do to maintain your models? To what is the health code? All of those kinds of things that folks don't know about. Give us that.
Well, one of the main things that I do when which is they can go to the site, my site, my new site, which is rfgangsters.com. That's www.rfgangstaz or rfgangstaz.com. You go to the model application. There is a section on there that says, and believe it or not, I do get honest people, that select whether or not if they're, infected or if they have past infection. Says, have you ever had any STD? Are you HIV positive, negative? When was your last test date? Now, when it comes time with meeting with the model, when they come, for the screening, they are required to bring a recent and updated HIV and STD test, which has to show when the last testing was. And one thing that I do is always try to keep myself educated and up to date on information and things that I can look out for and how to tell certain things. And if I have any type of doubt about a person meets, I just won't go with it. I'm like, you know what, I'm not feeling this. You may have brought me this, but there's something that I feel that I'm telling you because once again, the cop part of me comes out and I start interrogating people and shit. So asking all these fucking questions, past people that you may have dealt with and shit like that. So once they provide the proof, and then we show the other performer that they're going to be performing with, okay, this is their proof. Are you comfortable with doing a scene with this person? That's where the adult part comes in because once they give consent, just like if you go out and fuck a stranger on the street, you're an adult, you wanted to do that, you say it was okay, so you let them do it. With this, it's no different except it's on paper because it's being filmed. And they are consenting to have sex with each other, so when they get on film, they do their thing, and then that be that. Now, if a person decides, well, I don't have any tests, but I still want to do porn, it's a big turn down. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to sit up here, and I'm just going to let you perform with somebody, and, take a chance on something happening, and you not knowing what your situation is. It's not going to work. Say, well, I did it a few months ago, and I was good. Okay, well, how many people have you fucked since a few months ago? Or how many people have fucked you? I tell them how important it is to get yourself tested every 3 months. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to go and get a checkup, more often than that. I mean, I like going to the doctor, you know what I'm saying? Not only because I do porn and that I have a lover, but just for the simple fact that it's just me taking care of myself and making sure that I'm on top of things, because ain't nobody ever says, hey, well, Rock splits or Rock's on top of the game, and making sure that he's keeping himself good. I always look at it that at a sense, because I know people see the bareback porn and they may have bashed it and say, oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. But there's not a lot of people in the gay community that can sit up and say that the condom broke and they didn't keep going. You know, because we all know how it feels versus, I don't care how sensitive the condom is, you can get the most sensitive condom in the world and it will not feel the same as if you don't have one on. I'm not going against using condoms, and I'm not going against bareback. And I don't say, you know how people say, oh, you're having unsafe sex and you're having safe sex. I don't use those two words. You're either having sex with a condom or you're having sex without a condom. Which one are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the safe sex part is coming in and knowing who the fuck your partner is and knowing what's going on with them. That's practicing safe sex. Knowing about your partner, knowing the history, knowing what's going on with them. You know, and on my side, as the person that's going to film it, I have to know what's up with this other person. If I'm not comfortable with one model, I'm not going to set them up with the other one. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we tell people, yes, we do bareback sex, but you have to make sure that you know who you're dealing with or becoming interactive with sexually. So.
Okay, let me ask you this, because many, organizations and stuff, now we don't hear a lot. We know, like, companies like Wet and Platinum Lube and all them girls, they will support a lot of gay events, but we don't hear a lot of adult entertainment companies supporting gay organizations or HIV places and this, that, and the other. Have you ever thought about partnering with the neighborhood HIV center or something that offered the testing, and possibly, since the testing now are 20 minutes, it could be done in 20 minutes at the interview process, they could take a test on site or whatever?
That would be a good thing, Meech. And the only downside to that I will mention is, and this is just from, my own opinion and different things I may have seen, is that what if you get somebody, all right? What if you get somebody that comes out, and maybe this just happened to them. They come out to an event that's being sponsored by Rock Rockafellaz Entertainment and an HIV awareness program, and they are brought out into the open, they get tested, and all of a sudden they come up. Now, they've been cool, but all of a sudden they pop up HIV positive. Now, the whole thing turns around and changes. They were like, oh, well, this model came out, and they tested it, and these people set up, and they found out that because there's a bird that's flying around in Atlanta that's telling everybody's business. Everybody's business. And I'm like, that is so uncool. As they would say, as white folks, that is so uncool. But they're going around. Like, dude,
okay, your mind is bad.
They're going around, they giving some bad tea, as you would say. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's fucked up. Why would you disclose somebody's information? I mean, like I said, I'm for it. I think people should go out and get themselves tested, whether they find out that they're positive or not. It's the fact of knowing, so that way you can educate yourself, take care of yourself, and make sure you live a long and prosperous life. Okay? So that way you can help out other people that may be dealing with something. It's almost like a media or paparazzi thing. Once it gets out there, the walls of Jericho are falling. It's real picky with the porn industry, man. It's just like people are out to ruin us. So I support those companies and programs that are out there. I'm glad that they are out there and existent, for people that need the help, and that way people have people to talk to. But on the porn side, it's like, well, I wouldn't mind doing it, but what are you all going to do? How are you all going to hurt me? You know what I'm saying? What are you all going to try to do to hurt the company or to make gay porn, look bad? It's already bad that blacks already looked up down upon other ones, or saying that we're the ones that's out here causing it and spreading it. You know what I'm saying? Let alone black gay porn. That's just another Pandora's box waiting to open. If it's that bad.
Dig it.
I mean. What do you think?
Okay. All right. I'm there because I got a few questions running through my head at the same time, but
Okay.
I'm gonna go here because I think this here is important, and I want to make sure that the folks hear this, at least your answer to it, and that is, earlier we were saying that whenever we come together sexually, we are connecting with that person, and I want to who believes that sex is a spiritual connection.
Yes.
How is it, or what is it that keeps your spirit grounded? I don't want to get all churchified at this particular point. I believe you have a strong belief and you have a faith in a higher power.
Yes, I do.
But what is it that keeps you grounded? Because a lot of folks, let the church tell it. You can't believe in God and be a Christian and be in this kind of business, and you can't do this and you can't do that. When Bobby Blake, honey, was an ordained minister, and carrying on, and he says that in his book, he's an ordained minister and was still doing the movies and became very popular. So, how do you keep your spirituality intact? And, how do you come at peace with balancing your spirituality and your profession?
That's a real good question. I do believe in a higher power. I'm a Baptist. I've been a Baptist since I was a kid, as far as back as I can remember. Was in church a lot back when I lived in St. Louis. In the choir, I was in two different types of choirs, in the main choir and the male choir. Had a lead song.
So you got singing vocals? Don't you start no collaborative?
I'm going to try to keep it cool. Because I've been known a couple of times. One time they used to give me the mic in church for, and I used to go to church.
You the soloist as well? Now, you're going to sing for me after this interview. I'm going to call you. Anyway, go ahead.
Me? But I have always, in my belief, in my faith, in God and Jesus is that, and the Holy Spirit is that I have not and would not have gotten as far as I've gotten if I not had faith and belief in God. That's from my experience, because I have so much that I can sit up and say that I can testify to and stand on and say that I prayed for certain things. I don't get all like begging for stuff. Like, oh, I need a check, or I need a car, I need $1 million. I don't ask. I just pray that things continue going the way they are, that I'm blessed, that I'm not looked down upon because of what I do as a profession now. I haven't taken any serious downfalls. People are going to have things in their life, that aren't going to be perfect. That's just a balance of power. You know what I'm saying? If Satan's not coming in just a little bit doing something, then how would God know that your faith is strong if you're not able to resist temptation? You know what I'm saying?
All right now.
How are you going to know that you can resist temptation if you haven't been tempted? So that's why I think that some of these things that we go through in life we're meant to go through on purpose to test our faithfulness. You know what I'm saying? So I think that me still having that strong belief in God and knowing that I can get on my knees if I'm going through anything, whether it's related to my company, related to my love life, related to family, that I know I can get on my knees like, Lord, I know that you may think that this is wrong, or I even say, if what I am doing is a sin, I ask that you forgive me now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I have to do, or this is what I'm doing to, make a life or a living for myself. And apparently I'm not looked down upon because I'm still doing well. You know what I'm saying? I'm still moving forward and still progressing because I already know where I'm going when my time is up. I know where I'm going. I was baptized, you know what I'm saying? And I've been saved since I was able to be saved. Back when I had started going to church, been in the choir. That's when I had made my choice and decision, you know what I'm saying, and confessed to everybody, of what I wanted to do. So everybody out there to know, yeah, I do porn, but I do have a spiritual side to me. You know what I'm saying? I've had people tell me that, after going through all this stuff that I'm doing, from police to porn, everything come in threes. From police to porn to preacher. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Who knows? That's the name of a book.
Who knows? Let me write that down. Okay.
From police to porn, honey, to preacher. That's the name of the book title right there.
That's what it's going to be.
Okay. Well, now here. I understand that Rockafellaz Entertainment has been nominated for a few choice awards with the Platino Awards coming up, and you already have a few accolades up under your belt. Why don't you sit up there and let the people know the success of the company?
Well, Rockafellaz Entertainment has done well, done very well, mind you. And I want to send a shout-out to all my models. I can't say everybody's name, but they all know who they are. The Rockafellaz and the non-Rockafellaz, but the ones that work for me, Rockafellaz Entertainment has grown. And last year at the Latino Awards, which is something that Flavorworks and Flavor Men has put together, an award show, I got nominated for, best porn, best top, best director, best porn blog, best new DVD, best new website. And I believe that night, I know I dominated the award show because I walked away with I believe it was 4 or 5 awards. And this year, I got nominated for another 4 or 5 categories as well. And my baby London D got nominated for Best Newcomer and Best Newcomer and Best Pop. So we definitely want to thank everybody that submitted their votes and stuff like that, and hopefully, we'll win some awards. But apparently, I have been doing something right. I have been giving the people what they wanted to see. And, thanks to them and supporting me and the other models, Rockafellaz Entertainment has come to where it is now, and it's getting recognition. The other thing is, I don't know if you knew, is that I had a DVD and a model, or actually 2 DVDs and a model, that were nominated for the JRL Award show that's going on in L.A. September 19th.
Oh.
So that's another thing. I'm like, wow, Rockafellaz Entertainment is being recognized by a lot of these other award show companies that normally that wouldn't recognize a lot of minorities. I'm not going to mention names, but they know who they are, I may not win, but it's still good to get nominated because you're still getting recognized. Your work is getting recognized, you're getting recognized, or the model is getting recognized. So that it also makes a standing for the company to say, well, we need to keep an eye on them. Rockafellaz apparently is doing something good, and I feel that I am, and that all the work that we put into it is and has paid off.
All right now. Well, congratulations, honey. Now, see, I'm understanding that this year's Latino Awards are going to be here in Atlanta on September 3rd. Everything is happening in September. We're coming up on Black Gay Pride here in Atlanta. And, shit, my donut factory job, honey, I got to be there because it's also, we got to make the donuts, child. And it's the skate-a-thon weekend, so everybody coming from across the country, not only for Pride, but, I work for a hotel, so we're going to be hosting the damn people to come to do the roller skating and carrying on. So I'm going to be busy, and I may not get out to any of the last 3 years I haven't been able to get out to anything because we have been I know, but see, it's nuts to butt up in there. And see, they don't start skating till 12, and they don't come back in till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and that's when hell breaks loose.
Damn.
Right. Exactly. No. So, yeah, well, anywho. So I would love to be there, to partake of the festivities and things. Now, I got a question that came up in the chat room, or the tea room, and the question was, what do you do if someone came to an audition, had the looks, but not the package, but had other skills?
Okay. It depends. Most of the time when people do that, they're either a versatile or they're just a full power bottle. I'm not big on people having to have a big package, although most of my models do. But I've had guys come through that'd be like 7 or 7.5. Okay, first of all, if you can keep it hard, that's a plus. That's going to take off the attention of it being, not so big. I won't say not so small or being so small because then that'll make, that sounds horrible. I'll say just say not being so big. If they got skills in being a bottom and sucking dick, then I'm for it. I'm cool with it. If they're attractive, that's another thing because they're hot and sexy. They got a nice ass and they can fuck. And here's another one. If you got a money shot that is hot to go with everything else, you won't have a problem because I've seen some pretty weak cum shots and I'm like, what the fuck was that? I've had mine, but I mean, not on film. Not on. We'll leave that. We'll leave that open for people to wonder what that is. You keep doing something over and over. So.
No, I'm ready to sit up there. I want to be. I'm trying if I could twitch my nose, honey, I would be a fly on your wall, Jesus. No, I would just sit up in the sky invisibly, like Samantha Stevens and them did and on Bewitched. Just.
You still there? Like,
anywho.
What the hell is that? But yeah, I mean, I think that's another difference with my company and a lot of these others. I'm not as picky as some of them may be as far as when it comes to models. I try to make sure that they're attractive and that they have some type of sex appeal. And one thing that I've learned from being, a director and CEO is that you never seem to get everybody's type. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm sending emails like, oh, well, you should get this guy. Why do you have this guy? I'm like, you know what? You've eaten, anything from vegetable soup to alphabet soup or eating M&Ms. If you don't like the fucking blue ones, take them out and then look or eat the other ones that's in there. If you don't like a particular scene, then fucking fast forward or skip. Go to the fucking scene selection and pick a scene you like. I'm pretty sure because you wouldn't have bought the DVD, that there was something on there that you like. Or you can always go to the website, rfgangsta.com, and watch whatever scene that you want to instead of buying a DVD. The flip side to that is just them being able to pick and choose what they want to do. But I'm not real picky, I don't think, when it comes to choosing models. So I mean, if they hot and they're sexy and they got what it takes from sucking dick, having a nice ass, being attractive, I'm gonna say this: don't be coming talking about 6 and 5 inches because that's kind of hard to look at. And people, it's not only me that I worry about; it's your image as a model. Because if you get out there and you expose yourself to the world now, and there's no coming to Rock saying, "Oh my God, can you take that off the site?" Because my answer is going to be no. I'm just telling you flat out. I'm not taking nothing down. I can't recall nothing back from the DVD duplicator. It's done. It's out there for the whole world to see. Don't put yourself in harm's way if you don't want to be talked about, because people, oh my God,
the kids are vicious.
Oh, they can be very, very, very
good. Kids are vicious.
They can be very.
And baby, they will let have. Now you know what? Now let me ask this for personal reasons.
Look at you.
What about the off-camera fluffer?
Well, see, we have never had. I'm trying to think. I've had people come to me and say that they want to be a fluffer, but it's like it doesn't work because you may fluff the person, but they're going to end up going limp again. And I'm gonna tell you, Meech, it happens all the time. Like the model may sit up there and be performing another model. Now their head game may be tight, but then when they turn around or they get ready to fuck for some reason, their dick goes limp. And I've had models like that. I'll sit there and be like, what's wrong with your dick, man? You know what I'm saying? Do you need a Viagra? Do you need a rock hard or something? These are things that you should if you know that you may have, just a quick note for people that want to do porn, if you know you have a problem with your dick getting hard or you think that you won't be able to get hard, don't embarrass yourself. Be prepared. Get you some Viagra. Get you some Rise 2 or get you some Rock Hard. Rock Hard, I think, is the best, okay? I know Rock Hard Weekend is out there. I'm not getting paid to promote, but their shit is good. They do good stuff. They have good products. So it's the little It's a blue and white pill. Blue and white
the
pill.
blue and white one.
And it lasts for 3 days.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait a minute. Press pause. Because I'm looking at my switchboard. We are down to a minute already left in this show, but I got a couple more questions. So what's going to happen, folks, is those of you who are listening by computer, within the next 90 to 60 seconds, 90 seconds, I'm going to stop streaming on the computer. So if you still want to catch it live, call in at 347-205-9183. Or if you happen to miss it, everything is going to be in the archives, including what we talk about when it stops streaming. So you're going to catch it here. I'm going to post this on Rock's Facebook page as well, and also on London's, so that way you guys can sit back and go through and listen and get a kiki and a cackle and carry it on and learn a few things, okay? So with that, just to let you know, sir, I'm going to keep talking, and then we're going to continue. But now, because, see, now here's the question that I have been skating around, because it's an obvious question, but it also feeds into the stereotype, and that is that a lot of drugs are being done on these particular sets. They have these folks, they can't do, especially for some of these little power. Yeah, okay, I said I had a couple. The first question is the drug thing, because we know folks and we hear the horrible stories of folks, coking and mething and carrying on to where they're out of their minds, and they can sit up there and bend it to a double pretzel, today because they're loopy, So how, what does Rockafellaz Entertainment do to distort that image for your company? Because, it's out there, within the industry.
Well, when I came into it, I knew that it was out there and that it was a real big stereotype that, because people say, oh, Rock, please, don't start doing drugs. So I'm like, look at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the purest motherfuckers you're going to run into. The only time I drink is when I go out to the club and I drink soft-ass drinks, let it be known, Malibu Pineapple or your White Zinfandel or some juice mix drink. I don't do that hard shit. I don't do drugs and I don't tolerate it. So when people come on set, most of the time I try to tell them, look, if you smoke weed, don't bring it with you. And I can tell if you're high when you come on the set, because when they get there, their comprehension span is just like, I don't know, it's like shortened. And it's like, I'll say something and it just be off in space like, what? I'm like, man, what the fuck? Then you probably hit something before you came. Like, yeah, I mean, I got a half hour coming out to do, then we can't do nothing now. You know what I'm saying? It can be seen all on camera that you high. You know what I'm saying? And it's rare that I do that with people, because sometimes if they show it, weed is not a problem. I mean, they smoke it, but there are some people that come on set, man, they be so high on that weed and shit, it's just like they can't focus. Some people are mature, and they know how to handle that shit.
Moving out their damn pores and shit, they give you a contact.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I done got high just from smelling their ass. I'm like, oh, fuck, what the hell's going on? I won't be able to hold this fucking camera. What is that you're wearing? It ain't fucking Polo Sport. It ain't fucking ugly. That's just potent. That's just potent. But I had one person that came in, and it was almost like a bipolar thing, because it was like they was like, oh, drugs are bad, man. I want to stress to the people, you get into this game, don't start doing drugs like cocaine and shit, because you don't need that shit to get your dick hard. You need something, let me know, and I will hook you up. You ain't got to pay me for it. It is legal. It is fucking like it's an herbal thing. It's on the market. Anybody can buy it anywhere. You don't need to go out and start doing that cocaine and shit. I don't tolerate it. Zero tolerance. Zero time. Nothing to do with me being a cop. Excuse me. It's just me seeing things in my life and coming up and how it affects people, and also as being a cop and how it affects people. I don't want it around me, because it's bad news. You start doing fucking drugs, coming to a scene. People can. That's a chemistry thing again. I can tell that a person's been doing something. Because there was a scene that I did with somebody. This motherfucker came in high as hell. This before I even started my company. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is up with this dude? And he's like, oh, he's on some, I'm like, man. And he was just doing a bunch of extra shit. There was like no rhythm in the fucking, I had to go and watch a flick to get hard to be able to bust a nut. Because
wow.
I couldn't, I'm like, listen. And people that saw it, like, oh, that was hot. I'm like, that shit wasn't hot. That shit.
Wow. Did this thing just... Hello?
So you can hear that shit when people talk about on TV. Some of these white porn stars get interviewed on like E-Entertainment and shit like, oh, well, I got into life of drugs. Motherfucker, that was your problem. That was your choice. You chose to do that. Why not interview somebody that didn't get off into drugs?
Okay. Now here is the other question. Baby, how do you keep a power bottom powerful? Because if you got a scene that's lasting, a shoot that's lasting 4 and 5 hours, and this child done got dug into all this time, how do you keep a power bottom beautiful without looking as if this child been wore out, stretched out, this, that, and the other? How do we work that? Oh, did I drop my call? Oh, you are kidding me. I think he done talked out. Okay. Yeah. Well, here we go. I'm going to have to do a part 2 with that one because I need to get the answer to that right now. Let me play